Oh, hey there, it's me, Pen. And on this episode of Paper Peculiar, I'll be doing a flip through of this spring themed wallpaper decoupage journal. This one's finished now, but it actually had a bit of a second life. I didn't seal the original cover well, so I ended up peeling all the napkin off and taking the signatures out, which gave me the opportunity to start again. You can see, oh, look at that, look at that. How satisfactory. It's like peeling skin when you have a sunburn. Not that I do that anymore, but in the olden days, they didn't know how bad getting sunburn was, so we never wore SPF and had a great time. Like, I can't stop now. Anyway, this has 3 signatures. Each signature has its own little cover. I did share a craft with me video where I made one of them. It's a mix of wallpaper, papers, and there's a spring feel throughout. Over here you can see I did do a dangly. This was a tassel from a shirt that I had. It was given to me, and it was the ties around the neck. It had 2 of them hanging. I never wore the shirt because it was about 20 times too big on me. So I cut the tassel off it, and I put some beads on. These beads, I used a gold pen and a red marker to match the theme of these danglies, the signature danglies, you can see. I have a green tie, ribbon, and I made this closure, which I had made on my original one, and I really liked the way that looks. So I did it again. I used this, which is book page, and this is a word card, which I got in a pack of words. That's a sticker, a flower sticker. You can see I sewed around. This is the edging. So it's extremely well built this time. Not that this one was sewn very well too. It was the sealing where I had a problem. This one here, I didn't prep the wallpaper. The other wallpaper that is similar to this one that I have was porous enough to hold decoupage. This one was not. So what I did do this time around to prep the wallpaper for the decoupage, the napkins, I painted a thin layer of household latex white paint. That made it porous. In addition to that, I took a sanding block and I sanded the paint to make that even more porous. I happen to have these household items from the last time I painted my house, so I used what I had. I then decoupaged the napkin on. I did 3 coats to seal it afterwards, and the top coat is Mod Podge. So it feels actually like leather, like a thick leather or vinyl, which it is. It's vinyl wallpaper, but it feels very substantial. I love it. Now let's get in. Oh, let me show you. I did 5 whole pamphlet stitch, holding in 3 signatures. Now this is a substantial journal. It is 7.5 by 10.5. Now each signature is not 7.5. I have all different sizes, but there's room to continue. So to fill up, this journal can just keep going and going. Let's get into the inside. Oh, you can see I did a little eyelet here, and I have a little daisy dangly. And now I just love the feel of how I did this now. It's fantastic. So I folded wallpaper up rather than doing a separate pocket. This wallpaper was much longer. Folded it up, sewed, and now I have a very deep pocket here and a very deep pocket here. On this side, a journaling card. I love the design and I do it often. It was a Natasha from Treasure Book Design, and I loved it so much. I think I put it in almost every large journal that I make, because now this is in here for writing. It is now a journal board for when you're on the beach, because you're always journaling on the beach. Everyone just journals when they're on the beach. The cover of my first signature is a large envelope. You can see I've done this before in a different video where I take the large, this is one large envelope, and I just cut the top flap. I fold it up and there's a pocket here. And in here, I have just a tag that I made out of this paper pack. Was a family tree themed paper pack, but I loved the design of the pages and I used it throughout this journal. And in here, I have another piece of that paper. See, they get pretty little butterflies. And I added a butterfly to that side. So it is now a journaling card. And this is a lovely closure. This flower was a design recently. Dragana from Sasibo did a crafting video with these flowers, and I had to make them, and I mass made a whole bunch because they are just so adorable. I'll put a link to her channel in the description below. Here I have some washi tape as a tab. This is foolscap, original from a kid's notebook that I ripped and put in. I have a bunch of these pages pre-made to be able to put in because I love this design so much with the different colors and some stenciling. Here is a specimen card. This flower is from South Carolina. We were on a golf trip and I picked this flower specifically to put in to dry and make a specimen card. Very pretty. Now, this, a little spring, I cut this out from, I got it in my birthday haul where my husband got me someone's lot of crafting supplies on Facebook Marketplace. It was a vellum sheets, which I have throughout this journal, of seasons. So I used just the spring, a little spring, for this spring themed journal. Here I have just more of the pretty paper pack. Very pretty paper. Oh, and look at my pretty green sewing. This is my thrifted date book, which is April, spring. Now, these little things here, if you know what they are, tell me. I mean, it looks like a paper clip, right? But this is all I can do. If I try putting something in, it starts to poke up, and I had difficulty getting it on here. So it is now just a decoration. But I got a bunch of these in that same haul, the Facebook Marketplace haul. Here's some pretty purple ribbon, which I put on this page because it is hiding the tab that is holding this flip out. This is made with this is the same paper pack with a sticker. Sorry, this is made, I got a book from Thrifting that is about gardening in the Victorian age. And it's a cute book with some cute pages. Again, I've used it throughout this journal. Here is a lovely element where you split it in half. And inside, this is an index card. Actually, it's 3 index cards because they're very flimsy. So I glued 2 together here. You can see I just did a cutout. And I stamped and stamped. I used ink to make it look tie-dyed on top of the coffee dye. And inside, the back is just, you can see I spray coffee on it so it's not fully saturated. It dries quickly that way. And inside we have altered playing card. I am having a great time working through an entire deck of cards, which I'll show you here. I have a whole bunch, all different designs and different themes, which I will do a flip through or maybe a craft with me video. And I'm almost through my deck. You see, I only have that many left. But I have been using them in journals, and this is one of the designs, which is book page and some sewing. And that goes in there as a hidden treasure. Envelope for the center of the signature. And inside, Easter Bunny. I don't know that it's the Easter Bunny, but it's very springy looking with some stenciling. This is also from that paper pack. You can see this is the family tree, but it's such pretty paper. A little tulip, which is very springy, and my handmade, this says, long time no see, have you been lately, on my little mini envelope. And inside, dun, da, 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 handmade by Paper Peculiar. This page you can see, I just took a large page of 3-hole paper and folded it in half. I put circle protectors so the bulb pin wouldn't rip. Here's the other side of that. This is from a different paper pack, this paper, very thin, but I like it. It's pretty. These are cards that I printed out. I don't normally print things, but I wanted to see if my printer could print in color. And it does. Look how pretty it did. I won't do it again, though, because after like 2 printings, it said you're out of ink. So, yeah, I'm going back to not printing things. I sewed around. I believe these images, once again, are from Dragana. She often has freebies available for printing. It's May again. May the 4th be with you. Spring. And here's just a nice clean page with some green sewing, more foolscap the other side, and a pretty rose stenciled on. Here, I did a tab here. So this is getting a little edgy, but that way you can turn it. And I used a little note paper with it. It actually looks like rice paper, but it's not. It's very pretty. Another thrifting. I got a pack of these, which are very pretty cards. And it came in a little box. It was really pretty. And inside here, some more of the family tree paper. But see how pretty? And the father born place, married place, died, buried. Oh, so sad. But it's true. I could fill this up. And that belongs, but for a journaling card. Very pretty. And I'm just going to tie this back up. And this comes to the back. This is an example of that vellum pad. This is the size it is. And this is Spring Has Sprung. And inside, this is an altered envelope, window envelope. And I've changed it into an envelope, which I like to do. Coffee dyed, stenciled, some scrapbooking paper put on, very pretty. And inside, I have a paper that was gifted to me, some stenciling. I just aged it a bit. It is what's that called? You know, when it's embossed. That's it. It's embossed. Very pretty. This is a tag that I made using the box of the washi tape. Here's my page element that I have a crafting video on. I will link it below. Some slidey elements, flip open, and this can be for journaling or for anything, for drawing, for art, for photos. And this paper is really pretty. Inside, a waterfall journal, just some scrappies. A spring day is always a welcome treat, even though it's completely raining and chilly outside. This is a big white envelope on one side and on the other side, and I just added washi tape to strengthen it. I don't have anything in here right now because I can't decide what to put in there. Here we have sewn paper with a pocket, and this is a botanical inspiration. It's Sweet Thoughts that I turned into a tag. I cut and turned into a tag. Some more tag made out of the same paper pad. So pretty. I sewed around using, actually that's burgundy thread. Some more coffee dyed, and again, pretty paper envelope, and inside a whimsical bird. Journaling card. Coffee dye, and here's the other side with some tags and tags, the same paper pack. This is actually a different paper pack. This is a little thicker, not that much, and this is like very flimsy, but I like it. It looks pretty. And then this is the back of the envelope. Here we have two little baggies put together with a hidden paper clip using, this is file folder, cut up, and some more file folder cut into little tags and decorated for that side. And then on this side, some stamping and a sticker. And I see I used the how have you been, long time no see, how have you been lately? Prior to my birthday, when my husband gave me a whole bunch of stamps, this was like one of the few stamps that I actually just had already. Inside the envelope, we have another little collage book. Inside, this is coffee dyed file folder, cut down to size. Oh, another waterfall journal, because we all know I love doing waterfall journals. This is the closure for this if it wants to be used separately, carried around in your purse or your backpack, and when you need to make a note, quickly scribble one down and then you close it back up. But because it's in the envelope, it doesn't need to be closed, so I'm just keeping it for safekeeping in this little pocket here. And it goes into this envelope and paper clip back on, and we're moving along. Some gel food color dyed paper, and this is the back of this. It was a book, a book. I did it with a spine so that the signature would have room and it wouldn't be too alligator mouthy or crocodile mouthy. We have none of those things around here, but I used a deep pocket. I made the hinge. I don't know, what would you call that? To make it deep so something thick could fit in. I didn't do a thick book. I just did a little notebook with a waterfall inside. And at the back, I have a journaling card that I made to match, file folder with some scrapbook paper attached. Washi tape, very pretty, and some more, and coffee filter ribbon. Or ruffles, sorry. At the back, this is another freebie from Dragana. I have a lot of Dragana things going on here. Dragana and treasure books and bohemian Crafter. They're all my inspirations for almost every journal. You'll see hints and notes of all of them as I do my flip throughs. But this, when I went through my waxing paper phase, I printed out a picture and I waxed it and then I tinted it to see how it would look. I thought it looked pretty good. And it's tulips for spring. This is, I got these little tubey thingies in that same birthday crafting haul from my husband, that they're called scribblers, and it's raised paint. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I found a use. There it is. This is, I cut another piece of that vellum spring and put it on this cover. This is the cover, which is one of, if that's the family tree. You can see family tree from that paper pack. Inside, a paper clip bow, Natasha from Treasure Books. Here's a ribbon that I sewed on. It can be a tuck spot if I wanted to and put something in, but I have so many things over here, I didn't think it needed anything here. Now, this is more pages from that book. Very pretty. I just cut it, made a pocket. Another, there's a hinge, but it's not as wide. And a pocket in front. And at the back, I have some fun coffee dyed with a bit of gel food coloring, which this time, rather than drying it on the roasting pen to get the lines, I took a sponge and kind of dabbed around. A painter sponge. And that's how I got that effect. This is again more of that book, pages from that book. And inside here, just a little scrap of paper for a secret note. And open it up further. I made a little book out of the pages and a tag. That's a pretty rose. Or is it a water lily? Oh, sunflower. No, that's not this. Oh, well, I didn't keep the pages, but that looks like a water lily. Here is another tag I made, which I just love the paper. So nice. In here, we have another altered playing card, part of the same deck, which this, yeah, obviously it's not a real specimen, but it's made to look like it. It's fun. And another tag, and that is this little book of treasures. Here, another of the vellum seasonal pad, and it says, April showers bring my flowers. April showers bring my flowers. April showers bring my... And then inside, I have one of the tags that I make out of the legal hard folders. And I made this tag as well. This is from another paper pack, a completely separate paper pack. I just cut it in half and used a punch as a page. I added, you have to be consistent, more of that paper pack, the family tree paper pack. Here we have, this image is from a book, full sheet of images that I just cut out and sewed around. It's just a piece of paper. I don't know why I fold it, but I do. Here is a desk calendar. This was from a desk calendar. I'm not sure what year. I think it was 2024 that I got from the office, and spring begins. Aha! See, keep with the theme. Easter Sunday, this page, oh, Good Friday, and plenty of writing space on either side. Gel food coloring dyed, and I sewed around with pretty envelope that I made from more of that paper. Inside, this card, which again, birthday haul, a pack of cardstock of this size. This size is 7.5 by 4 3/4. And I have pads, and it's not all like this. It's just like some plain color and some with some flowers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them all, but I found use for that one. This is collage strip, which I keep a roll of to be able to use as trim and a tuck spot. Inside, this came from a flower book that I had. It was the gift card was given to me, and I used that gift card to purchase a book of images, and then I just cut it out and sewed around, and whoa, it's now a journaling spot. Here's the back of that cut. Here is a page element. Again, the same book I used, which I made into this little flappy in the front. I believe this design originally I saw, no, I can't remember who. I don't remember who. Maybe Camellia Crafts Designs, Julia, I'm not sure, or not. I'm not sure, I can't remember. It's a long, long time ago. Here I did a little stamping, and on this one, some stamping. And then you flip it open, and there's a flower stamp and a butterfly stamp, and discussing the book, discussing all the flowers, many varieties of rose and many different blah, 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 blah. Stamping, stamping, and then back here, more coffee dyed index card, which makes it a little more substantial. And I stamped special thought for you, and that goes in there. And a stamp with, I don't know how this came out so oddly, but it's very interesting. Here is more gel food coloring. And the last page, I have here some fun trim sewn in, and inside the napkin that I used to decoupage the cover. Bonus napkin. In the back pocket, here is a tag with some ribbon sewn here, and it opens up. Again, I saw this, I can't remember who, but I had to make it as soon as I saw. Definitely not my original idea. And I put that in. Look, I love the vinyl feel. And that is my, look how thick, my springtime, very substantial decoupage wallpaper journal. I thank you for joining me on this flip through, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.